Hey drummers, it's Hillyn from 5 Minute Drummer, and I'm back with 3 more essential grooves to add to your bag of tricks. In the last lesson, we learned the 8th note rock groove, a 16th note groove, and the shuffle. And if you haven't viewed that yet, click the link above and check it out, then come back and finish this lesson. So we're going to tackle 3 more grooves that'll add a whole bunch of songs to your set list and continue to build your confidence as a player. But I just wanted to say thank you for being here and spending this 5 minutes with me. I'm having a great time making these lessons, and I hope you're having a great time learning. And if you are, click the link, click the like button and subscribe and let me know. You know from the previous lesson that solid 8th note rock groove sounds like this. Well, hold on to your hats, because there's something very exciting that you can do to turn this groove from the 8th note groove into a disco hall groove. So all we changed was 2 things. 1, opening and closing the hi-hat and adding 4 on the floor in the bass drum. Let's start with the hi-hat. So the hi-hat is still playing 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But we're opening the hi-hat with our foot on the ands like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And so your foot's going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, while your hand's playing those 8th notes. And so the next thing that I changed is just adding 2 bass drum hits on the backbeat here. So we call this 4 on the floor because the bass drum's going to play all 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So putting it all together, you get this big fat disco groove. 1. So practice it nice and slow first, and then start to speed it up, and then you get it up to tempo. It should make you feel like you want to dance a little bit. Groove number 2 is the 6/8 feel, one of my personal favorites. Really, this is a slow blues feel, but it's been played in many, many different styles of music, anywhere from Metallica's Nothing Else Matters to Led Zeppelin, Since I've Been Loving You, my personal favorite. And it sounds like this. It's kind of this real sexy groove, and you can play it here in the hi-hat, you can play it there on the ride, you can add some bass drums to it, but that's like your bass line. And so what you're doing is you are playing in 6. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here on the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on the bass drum, you're playing on the 1, and on the snare drum, you're playing on the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. You play it, like I said, here. Or there. And then you can start adding some bass drums to it when you feel comfortable. And just have a really good time playing that groove. And that's the 6/8 feel. Nice job. This groove is called the 1 drop. It is your sort of basic, iconic reggae groove. It is going to be a little challenging in the sense that where the placement of the bass drum is going to feel really awkward at first. But if you're listening to these records like Bob Marley and Toots of the Maytall, and just put reggae in your Spotify search and listen to all of it, once you get these sounds in your soul, you will start to be able to hear it and feel it better. But the basic idea is this. So that's your basic one drop, and we're placing the bass drum on beat 3, and the hi-hat sort of shuffling over this 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to. The left hand is playing cross stick, and so I'll use this stick. So cross stick is when you take your stick and you flip it backwards. You're going to grip it kind of normally, but then these fingers push out like that, and you place the palm of your hand on the snare. You sort of lever off of the tip of the stick like this, but you keep your palm on the drum mostly. And then these fingers can play ghost notes, those in-between sounds. You want to find the sweet spot of the stick, so you get a nice, almost wood block or tone block sound. So if you're too far back, you get kind of a thuddy sound. If you're too far forward, you get a thuddy sound. So just play around with it till you find that sound you're looking for. So this is also going to join the bass drum on beat 3, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I should mention that a lot of people count this a lot of different ways, and it honestly doesn't matter which way you count it. What matters is the way it feels and sounds. So this is the way I'm counting it, but if it feels better to count it a different way for you, go for it. Ultimately, put on the record and make sure it lines up with the groove of the song. And since we already learned shuffle in the other video, adding that shuffle is just a matter of adding the duh in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it. Now you know the one drop. Awesome job. So we have 6 grooves now: 8th note, 16th note, shuffle, disco, 6/8, and now the one drop. I enjoyed spending this 5 minutes with you. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you at the next lesson.